think kids get lost and they look for an easy way out. That's not the way you should take it. He just looked for an easy way out and went the wrong path. When you say went the wrong path, he joined the gangs? Yes. You've never joined a gang, have you? No. And what do you do? What type of work do you do? Me and my dad are starting a business right now for produce. And you sat through a little bit of this trial, is that fair to say? Yes. And you're familiar with the case? Yes. And we've talked about this case quite a bit, haven't we? Yes. And you know, at this phase of the trial, it's for the jurors to decide whether or not they should give Mike Martinez life without the possibility of parole, or whether or not he deserves the death. You're familiar with that? Is that yes? Yes. Is there anything you'd like to tell the jurors in terms of in making their decision, or what your feelings are in terms of why they shouldn't give Michael the death penalty? Yes. He's a brother to me. He's my mother's son, and that's like taking a part of my family away. It was proven that he didn't murder nobody, and he didn't rape nobody. And if he did, I would think otherwise, but I think my brother has. He should have the chance to live. And I mean, I want to have contact with my brother. He deserves to have punishment for what he did, of course. I think nobody should do such a crime as they did, but it was proven he did not rape or murder nobody. And I don't think my brother should be killed. Well, you know that the jury found him guilty of murder. You realize that? Yes. That's why we're here. Pardon me? Yes? Okay. Let me ask you, when Michael was in the youth authority, he was in there off and on, but like what, 5, 6 years in the youth authority? Somewhere along that line? Yes. Did you visit Michael when he was in the youth authority? Very often with my parents. We'd go for picnics over there and stuff. And would you write to Michael when he was in the youth authority? I would write to him and talk to him on the phone a lot too. And do you plan on doing that for the rest of the time that he's in jail? I do now, and I will keep on to continue talking to my brother. Okay. Thank you, Miss Martinez. No further questions. Mr. Ramsayer. And yes, good morning, good morning. So growing up with Michael, your parents would take you on all these various trips when you go swimming, soccer, games, houseboat trips. It was a good time for you and your family, correct? Yes. And for you and your brother? Yes. And with both your sisters, is that right? Yes. And your other sisters, they never got involved in the gang culture, did they? No. Did you and your sisters and Michael go to the same elementary school and the same schools throughout the years? My sisters were a little bit older, but me and my brother did go to the same schools, the same elementary school, is that right? Yes. And when you moved to Burbank, you went to the same school that he did then, yes? Is that right? Thank you. I have nothing further. Anything further, Mr. Leonard? No, Your Honor. You may step down. Thank you. Patricia Fitzgerald, Your Honor. All right. Please raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God? Yes. Please have a seat on the witness stand. Please state your name for the record and spell your name, please. Tricia Fitzgerald. Tricia Fitzgerald. All right, Mr. Leonard. Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Rodriguez, you are still under oath. Ma'am, at some time after your brother was struck, did you have a conversation with the police? Like what? Did you talk to some policeman afterwards after everything happened? About what? Well, you found out that your brother had been hurt. Did you talk to the police? Let me start over. You say your brother was hurt, is that correct? Yes. Now, after he was hurt, a short time thereafter, did the police come up? Yes. Did you talk to them? Yes. Did you talk to one officer? Yes. Did you talk to more than one officer? Is the answer no? Yes. And do you know the name of the officer that you spoke to? No. Do you know what he looked like? I don't remember. Do you know what color his hair was? No. When you spoke to the officer, where was your brother at that time? He was laying down on the floor. And you said about, what, 3 minutes had passed? Yes. And at that time, during those 3 minutes, what had you done? I was with my brother. You were down there, more or less, taking care of your brother, is that correct? Yes. Was an ambulance called to the scene? Yes. Did the ambulance arrive before the police arrived? No. I take it then that the ambulance arrived after the police did? Yes. Did you assist your brother into the ambulance? Did you help your brother get in the ambulance? No. Now, then you had a conversation with this police officer, is that correct? Yes. And did you give him a description at any time of Mr. Alec? Yes. Now, before the police arrived and after your brother had been laid down, did you see Mr. Alec during that time? When I was with my brother? Yes. No. You didn't know where Mr. Alec was during that time? No. Now, during the time that you were helping your brother, did someone else come to help your brother? Yes. Do you remember who that person was? Yes. Who was that person? Jay. I don't know his last name. Jay, yeah. Is he related to you in any way? No. Was he related to anybody in the wedding party? He was, on the wedding too. Was he the best man? Was he an usher in the wedding party? Yes. And how old is Jay? I don't know. Would he be in his 20s? Yes. Is he married? I think he is. Do you know his wife's name? No. Now, you say that Jay helped you. Is that correct? Yes. Do you recall if anybody else helped you? His brother. His brother? Yes. Do you know what his name is? No. You have two people. You have two brothers helping you. Is that correct? Yes. And at that time, your attention is really to your brother, right? Yes. Now, was there anyone else helping you at the time? No.